Hey everyone, I am back on with another video. I just felt like it was important to do an update video on how our first week was in the house, because this was the first week that I went back to work and kind of left my caregiver role for a little bit, in about 8 months. Part of that was just regular summer vacation that we as educators get, and the other part of that was the extended leave that I was graciously granted by the district that I work for and all the amazing people that I work with. So I kind of wanted to just touch base with everyone and kind of go over what this week felt like and what it meant for our family. So for starters, this week was amazing in the sense that I got to go back to the job that I love so much and see all the kids. You know, some of the kids that I got to know so well last year, they graduated, good for them, so I don't get to see them. But there are a lot of kids that I had to kind of leave towards the end of the year and, tell them, hopefully see you soon. I've got to do this for my family, take this leave, and wish them all the best of luck. So it was exciting to see a bunch of them. Of course, it was great to see my coworkers and the people that I work with and the people that were so gracious and helped us. It was great to kind of be back on campus, and it was great to just be a part of like a workforce again. So a lot of good feelings returning back to work. And for starters, everybody is obviously over the moon nice. Anything you need, you let us know. Everyone's, sending their well wishes to Jenny and our family and asking a million questions about how we're doing. And some people are afraid to ask, which I completely understand too, because they might not follow our journey as well as some other people, so they wanted to know kind of where we were and what this meant, me coming back to work. And so it was nice to share the positive news that my wife and I have at this point in our journey. So it was great to go back to work and to see everybody and to be back in the workforce. So that was really positive. Not only coworkers, but the kids were amazing. They were so kind, and the ones that I established relationships with before leaving, I got to see them, follow up with them, see how their grades are doing, and then kind of just pick up where I left off and kind of take a lot of these kids back in under my wing and hit the ground running. What do I need to do to support you? And start teaching classes again. It was great. I really missed teaching. I missed the kids, and I missed, my work in general. So those are all the positives, and there were a lot. But there were also a lot of negatives this week. And I say that meaning it was just difficult. And it had nothing to do with work. There was nothing difficult about work, with the expectations and with teaching and with the schedule. Nothing difficult. It had everything to do with leaving what I felt like was leaving my family behind. I've really taken the caregiver role on, and it kind of feels like who I am now. It kind of feels like who I've become. And I get a little emotional because I kind of felt like I was just leaving all that behind, and it's not easy to do. For the past 8 months, I've been able to, provide for my wife all the things that she can't do on her own, or the things that she just needs help with. And I've loved being I'll bend down and get that, or I will make that phone call, or of course I'll cook you lunch, dinner, breakfast. I'll take care of the kids. I'll do bedtime, whatever it was, whatever the caregiver duty was at that moment. I loved doing it, and it became such a part of me that it was really hard to leave that behind. It was almost like leaving a job that you love or whatever, but it's not just a job, it's your family. And so that was really tough. I can't even think of examples, but it was the simple things that as a caregiver you kind of create your own set of things, your schedule, where everything is in the house, the routines. For 8 months I kind of had this routine down as far as dropping off Ellis at school and picking him up and taking care of Winnie during the day and all these different things, lunchtime, nap time, making sure Jenny's medication is set out and administering it to her and taking her to her appointments and making phone calls, all these things that this was our life for the past 8 months, and then it was just poof, gone. And it was rough because I just felt like I was leaving Jenny high and dry, and it hurt, man. It really did. I hate leaving her high and dry. I hate not being there for her. I hate it. And I hate not being there for the kids too, so I could just think of examples where luckily she was able to call her sister for help after a couple days of trying to be superwoman and do it all on her own. But there were just little things that were happening that I just feel responsible for. A couple days in during the day, I got a text and a call from Jenny that our sink was leaking, and it was everywhere. And her sister stepped in it and found that it was leaking everywhere. And I just felt like I was failing my family. It felt like things were breaking around the house, and I wasn't there to help anyone or fix anything. Her sister was kind of stepping into the role of her caregiver during the day, which I'm so appreciative of. It's just hard. I just felt like I was abandoning her, and it was a struggle for me. And I'm so grateful for Jenny's dad and Jenny's sister, who literally stepped up to the plate and continue to, and make this transition so much easier than it could have been. It's hard. Then you come home from work and you feel like there's this much time left to see everyone, to take care of everyone, and then it's bedtime. I kind of made a joke of it in one of Jenny's last videos. That was also something that I really struggled with, was time. When you're spending 8 hours at a job, which we're so thankful for, but when you're spending all that time away and you get home, now I'm seeing the kids and my wife for this amount of time and everyone else this amount of time, when it was flipped before. So that was a struggle for me, getting home and making dinner and doing homework and then bedtime. And I felt like I saw Winnie and Ellis for an hour, and then the day was done, and then it was get up and do it all over again. And so that was a struggle. And I don't know, I came home one of the days, I think it might have been the sink day, but you could hear it in me now, where I just kind of lost it. And I just looked at Jen. I remember she was sitting in the chair, and I just looked at her and I said, I don't like this. And she's like, I know. And I said, I just don't like being away from you guys. I don't like feeling like I'm abandoning you and leaving you, and I'm at work and you guys are having to fend for yourselves here. I feel like I'm leaving you guys behind, and I'm not doing a good enough job. So there's that. I don't know what that's called. I don't know if I'm going to coin a phrase of caregiver's guilt or something, because it just feels like when you take on this role of caregiver and then you're obviously expected to go back at some point in your journey to life and do the quote-unquote normal things, it's hard. It's hard. And it definitely takes some adjustment. I'm still getting used to it. I feel better emotionally and mentally going into this week as opposed to last week. I'll say that right now. So, and I think a lot of that has to do with, the help that we're receiving. My wife, just in general, being positive and doing what she's doing, and my kids adapting well to everything, I think that helps me to say you can't do everything, nor does that help if you try to do everything. So I think going into this week we have a different perspective, we have a little bit of the routine down, and we have help. So again, I've said this before, when you're a caregiver or somebody in your family is battling a chronic illness or this terrible disease, ask for help, because even, you know, with little things, it can start to build up. And I still struggle with it. I know Jenny says it in her videos all the time. We both are stubborn in a way where we want to take care of ourselves and we want to do it, and we feel bad anytime someone has to step in and help us. But the fact is, you just have to ask for help. So I am accepting help, I am open to it, and I think time, as it does with most of our journey, time tends to take care of things. You know, we were so nervous going into last week, and we still are, and I know tomorrow morning we're going to have that same feeling, that nervous feeling. I'll have it, but I know we're going to get better each and every day and each week, and you know, just kind of roll with it. So summary of the week: overall amazing at work, extremely positive. When it comes to at home, you guys heard the struggles, but that's why I'm on here, is to hopefully reach out for some support from you guys, maybe some advice for anyone who's had to do this, maybe kind of jump from role to role, or work and be caregiver, or go from full-time caregiver to back to work, whatever the case is. If anyone has anything to share, let me know, because I'm vulnerable and open to anything, and I want to learn more, and I want to continue to get better, and I want to continue to support my wife and support the people at my job and continue moving in the right direction. I know for a fact I'll be reaching out to my therapist this week, that's for sure. I know that I will continue sending thank yous to Jenny's family who helps, and my family, and I will just continue to ask for help from both my wife and her family and anyone who's willing to give it. I ran into, coincidentally, so many people the other day when I was running errands with both Ellis and Winnie, and they were like, how many people do you know? And I said, well, when you're a teacher in like a small community, you get to know a lot of families. And I had a mom share with me, she ran into me and said, oh my gosh, is that you? It's been so long. My son talks about you all the time, yada, yada, yada. I asked how he's doing. He's thriving in college now. Anyway, I told her what's going on in our life, and she couldn't believe it. And she said, I live down the street. We have an empty nest. Here's my number. Call us if you need anything. If you need errands run, if you need groceries, if you need food, if you just need someone to talk to. And then she shared the story of her sister, who was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and given a pretty scary prognosis. And that was 12 years ago, and she's still going strong. So that was amazing. I thought that was a great end to the week. And it was nice to hear from someone who is also going through this. But good week. I'm praying and hoping that this week will be even better, and I think it will be. And I'm appreciative of any support, any words you guys want to share. And as always, thank you guys for supporting my amazing wife and our amazing family, and I'm so grateful. And until next time, bye guys.